What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? We are back again for another episode of Queen Sugar Season 6, Episode 2, and Dream with Them Deeply, okay? So let's just get up into the episode, because I got a little bit of mixed feelings about one particular person. I'm going to just put it out there, Vi, okay? We got to come to terms with some of the stuff that Vi do. We love us some Vi, but, oh, hold on, girl, okay. We love us some Vi, but, Vi has an issue with crossing the boundaries, okay? And it came out further in this episode as well. You haven't even fixed the relationship that you have with that's broken between you and Ralph, and now you're messing up another relationship that you barely have with another character that just got introduced again this episode. But basically, everybody is at the hospital and they're trying to figure out what's going on with Prosper. They called his daughter Billy. She's not there yet. She's coming all the way from Chicago. And so because they can't get in contact with with her, Vi had to go ahead and tell the doctor to, get the go ahead to go ahead and put Prosper into, what is it? A medical coma. Okay. Because he has to slow down the swelling on his brain. And, in this instance, I think it probably was a good idea. Okay. And I'm not mad at her for that. Meanwhile, of course, everybody get there. Eventually, Billy does get there. Nova gets there. And at this point, Billy is pissed off, okay? Billy is so pissed off to the point where, she finds out what's been going on. She don't understand why her father, who is the age that he is, why was he down at this blood drive to get himself into a situation like this, okay? That will cause him to go to the hospital and be hospitalized and be in a medically induced coma, all right? So at this point, she basically said, listen, I am his power of attorney, okay? I am his only relative that's here, okay? I got this insurance. I want you to do everything that you need to do with him, okay? All the stuff, she had all the paperwork together. And, they kind of felt the way, especially Vi, all right? And at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel or how you feel she wasn't in his life or whatever was going on, the situation, that's his daughter and she's his next of kin. So therefore, she's the one that makes decision. And some people just don't understand that. Meanwhile, Micah wanted to know, do Vi want him to, call his mama and tell her what's going on? She said, no, girl. Okay, no, sir, don't do that. She's down there meeting with them big wigs or whatever. She worrying about her stuff. She don't need to worry about this because she gonna drop everything and try to come down. Girl, as soon as she said that, of course he gonna call her. He gonna call her, and of course she gonna say, let me get on this plane and come on down here, okay? Mamas know when something is going on, because as soon as he got on that phone with Charlie said, you ain't called me just to say hello. What's going on? Because I can hear it in your voice, okay? I said, that's a mama right there. Mama know what's good, And so at this point, of course, she was about to get up there and go. But let's back it up to when they was leaving, because Vi said, I'll stay here. Everybody else leave. You got Hollywood about to do this TV spot for his little organization, The Real Spot, his opening. Okay. And so while they dispersing, you got Micah sitting outside and he was on the telephone and he was leaning over a little bit like this, but then he had his leg out a little bit like that. And then all of a sudden, here comes a cop rolling with a patient in a wheelchair who was handcuffed, a black older man who was handcuffed to a wheelchair, being rolled into the hospital. And instead of saying, excuse me, we coming through, the police officer really was like, hey. And I was just like, wait a minute. That's a little bit too aggressive for me. Okay, you ain't have to do all that, which made Micah's PTSD come back from when he got, approached by the cop and his whole situation that he was in a couple of seasons ago. Probably like 3 seasons ago, okay? And so he's just going through the motions. All the stuff that's going on with Prosper, that's going on with him. It's just circling around in his head. You know, at one point Hollywood was trying to get him to come down there to the real spot. You know, this would be the chance to put your display, your art on display, you know, your photography, and it's going to be on TV or whatever. So just come down and do all that. He was like, cool. Meanwhile, he was at school, I believe, and he was just zoned out. He was just zoned out. I felt so bad for him. His friend was trying to talk to him. He had to literally snap him out of his trance that he was in. And, you know, the friend was trying to ask him what was going on with the vaccine drive and what happened. And it was like, you know, I heard they called the cops, and the cops was, you know, on the side of the people that they were supposed to be taking out. And it was like, yeah, that's what they always do. I experienced that before. And he was like, yo, man, I'm sorry about that. Like, when did this happen? A few years ago or whatever. You know, it never leaves you. It stay with you or whatever. And so at this point, the friend said, you got brothers here that's going to be there for you if you need anything, you know, because he's in this fraternity and everything like that. And I was like, that's cool. That's what's up. Meanwhile, speaking of Charlie, Charlie is sitting down with a table full of looking like, some big wig black people, okay? Now, mister with the salt and pepper hair and beard, I said you look like you was really fine back in your day. I was like, because with your beard and everything giving me like it's fake, but you could tell that it's real, but it kind of give me like it's fake. And it looked like, you know, technically speaking, he 30-something years old and y'all trying to make him 50-something years old, but that's really how he looked. But then if you see a picture of him when he was younger, he probably looked finer than that. I said, all right. You know, they trying to get her to run for Senate. You know, she said, I'm still trying to do some stuff on a local level for St. Joe's or whatever. And it was like, oh my God, you've got this MBA. You've been in the news. Okay. You're this public figure. You know what I'm saying? You can do a whole lot for St. Joe's and then some. All right. You can be on the Senate. That's why we want to put your name out there. Is that okay? She was like, I mean, yeah, but you're going to have to give me time to think and sit on it. And it was like, okay, I mean, that's cool. That's reasonable. But while we doing this, you know, people going to be prying into your life and we going to be seeing what's up. So is there anything that's in your background or whatever that you want to disclose now or whatever so that it won't come out? Ain't no skeletons just going to go boop, 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 out. And she was like, I'm good. Yeah, you can go ahead and do it. It's all clean. I said, Dave is the main big tall nigga that's going to come rolling out of there. I said, you trying to stuff that man up in the closet? No. I said, oh, Charlie, that's going to be your main one. And they going to be looking at you like, girl, I thought you was this strong woman. You going to take that man back who humiliated the hell out of you, okay? What type of message are you trying to put out there? I'm putting out the message of forgiveness, okay? I said, what? That's probably what she probably going to say, okay? I'm like, girl, okay, you still ain't even tell your family about him. Baby, I can't wait till that scene. Because Vi probably going to be me. Because the way that, in that preview, the way that she looked at him when he came up in there, like, That's V, okay? Meanwhile, let's talk about Vi, okay? Girl, they at the hospital. Billy, you know, having a little discussion, okay? And Billy just feels at this point that, you know, she wasn't really here for the fact that he got put in a coma. Vi had to explain, listen, girl, you wasn't here, okay? She said, listen, I was on the plane, so of course I couldn't say nothing. And she was like, well, still, you know, you wasn't here. You know, at this point, Billy is in her feelings because she just don't understand why her daddy didn't want to come down there to be with her in Chicago. And the way they trying to make it seem as though, you know, Billy got really upset and she just said, listen, he was talking about something, he was going to be up in the hands of the Bordelons and they was going to be treating him well and all this stuff. And now he's in the hands of y'all and look what happened, okay? And then Vi got pissed off and was like, I've been on that man for 35 years, okay? I was here when he was in the hospital every freaking day the last time. Where were you, okay? Where were you? I said, oh, Vi, you ain't got to tell her off like that, but keep going, you know. And it's like I can see both sides because the you know, Vi called her out. Okay, you weren't here when he was in the hospital the last time, okay? You know, so all of a sudden you want to come down here now and you want to do something or whatever. All of a sudden you want to play daughter. You want to play daughter to your daddy. That's what you want to do? Okay, when we've been here, we more of a family to him than you are. Than you've been acting. That's basically where Vi coming from. But Billy is like, regardless of that, I'm still his actual biological daughter, and I'm the one that's making decisions for him. I don't care what it is that you've done, but I'm his real family, okay? That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, doctor, Take her off the visiting list. Matter of fact, take all them goddamn borderlines off the visiting list. I said, wait a minute, Billy, you going a little bit too far. I can see taking Vi off, okay, because Vi did overstep. Vi was out here overstepping. You know, she want to make decisions and all this stuff. And see, we got to get to the truth about Vi at this point. Aunt Vi has a problem with understanding and respecting boundaries. She crossed the line with Ralph. We already saw this before. She crossed the line with Ralph, okay? When she was trying to tell him, oh, you're not supposed to put Blue out there. I'm just as much of a parent or whatever to him as y'all is too. I should have a say. No, you shouldn't, because you're not his parent. Just because you played a part in his life, just like everybody else. So you mean everybody else needs to make the decision? No, it's his parents. Ralph and Darla, okay? I was about to call her Dora. Darla, okay? My sister, wife, and my husband make that goddamn, they got to make their, judgment, okay? That's their decision to make, not yours, all right? And you cannot get in your feelings because his parents want to make this decision on his behalf and not include you. Just because you watch the boy and you got a little connection, that means nothing in certain situations, all right? This is the same thing that I feel like she was doing in this situation when it came to Prosper. Yes, you've been friends with him for 35 years. Yes, you've been there for him for a long time. But you don't know what's been going on. The way she read Billy, like, you don't know what's been going on between Billy and Prosper, okay? You know, you get up in your feelings or whatever because you can't be there or you can't help make decisions or whatever. Technically speaking, that's not your job. And technically, by the hospital, it's supposed to be made by the next of kin. She's the next of kin and she's the power of attorney. So therefore, you could skedaddle. Whatever she want to do, that's what she'll do to her father, okay? Father trumps friend in this situation given with the hospital. And I'm only talking about the hospital. But, you know, at this point, Vi's so all up in her feelings, you know. She calling Nova, girl, you better talk to your friend or whatever. You know, you was friends with her and all this stuff. I said, no, I mean, girl, Vi, calm down, okay? See, that's what get your ass booted out of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, Nova, you know, well, Charlie had came over there because she got on that first flight and she said, as soon as I got here, I stepped foot up in St. Joe's. I came straight to the hospital because she ran into Billy. She was like, hey, girl, I ain't seen you in a long time. I know, girl, how you doing? So obviously they got a cool little thing going on. They ain't no bad stuff or whatever. But at the same time, you know, she finds out that, you know, she restricted the people to come to the restricted the visitors, okay? And Charlie was basically like, I mean, I get it, but you need to understand that we all care about them and, you know, we all want to be family and all this stuff or whatever. Trying to play on her emotions, but put her idea in there, you know, her situation in there, because when her father was going through what he was going through, she put her career and everything else above that. And then look what happened. Season 1, episode 1, he passed away and she missed it. By the time she came there, he was already gone. And she was living with that guilt for most of the season, okay? So, you know, she was just saying, one of the things that you have to realize is that everybody loved him, okay? You can't just think about yourself, but think about everybody else. And I get that. You know, truth be told, they was telling her right, but I feel like they was guilt tripping her just to let them see Prosper. And on one hand, I feel like Billy wasn't going to be that much of a bitch, okay? I feel like she was just going to calm down and realize what was going on once the situation calmed down. And probably once Prosper woke up, because they had to do this experimental technique where they was going to, you know, induce hypothermia or whatever, get his body down to 35 degrees or whatever to see some things happening. And, you know, see, I felt like once he woke up, because she was like, she just wanted it to be quiet. Once he woke up, she was going to let them know and eventually let them visit, because that's what, you know, he would have wanted. And it was like, you need to do what he would have wanted. She said he wouldn't have wanted shit but to go home and sleep it off. That's all that he would have wanted. You know how older people is, because that sounds exactly how my granddad is, okay? My granddad got health problems. Do he take his stuff? No. Okay, had multiple mini strokes. Do he take? No. Okay, Sir, you know how older Southern men are sometimes, black Southern men, because that's the ones that I deal with, you know, I know experience with, and granddaddy and all that stuff. So I was just like, y'all doing too much. And then Nova, of course, had to come over there and talk to her. And I don't know what falling out they had, because they said they used to be cool. They was cool in high school. You know, Nova was all up into that activism shit or whatever in high school too. I ain't gonna call it shit because it's not shit. Did y'all hear about that show that they finna do or tried to do with the competition for the activism? Who came up with that stupid idea? We're making a competition out of activism now? Anyway. So anyway, you know, she come up there and she basically told Billy off and basically said, let Vi and everybody else come up in there, because bitch, you owe me. And I said, hold up. What you owe her? What happened? Did y'all used to click clack too? Okay, let me tell you something. No, you just never know. She free spirited, okay? She fluid, all right? You just never know which way she gonna blow, okay? Because Mama did go with Calvin. You know, she was sleeping with a married man. Next thing you know, she was sleeping with her woman professor, Miss Cree Summers. Okay, that was some good stuff. I said, Cree, you was out here praying on that girl. Girl, all right, you know, that ain't right, but I get it. But no, okay, ma'am, no. Okay, don't take advantage of your students. I don't care if it is in college. But then, you know, she get back with the married man. You just never know which way that this girl is going to flow. And I really want to know the issue. Please don't let Billy's, this whole thing be, her only episode. Because now you done introduce another storyline into here, another plot. As the plot thickens, it got a twist. Because why did Nova say, you owe me? And, you know, Billy was just so easily to say, okay, you got it. And I was just like, girl, you back down to Nova like that? What is the issue? I want to know what you owe her for, okay? She did a bid for you? What happened? Okay? She took a fall for you? What's going on, girl? Meanwhile, you know, Ralph and Dorla, my sister, wife, and my husband, they went to the ultrasound. I couldn't make it because I had to work, right? So I told them to go ahead down there and to call me, let me know, put me on speakerphone. But I guess they forgot. But, you know, they did. I looked at my phone. I did have a missed call. But, you know, they let me know afterwards or whatever. And they went to ultrasound, and they found out that we are having a baby girl. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. He was so happy. We finna have a little princess or whatever. And, you know, he was in his feelings a little bit because he wanted to show Prosper. He said he promised that Prosper was going to be the first one to, you know, see the ultrasound and to know what it was. And, of course, Darla is here for all of that. They just mushy or whatever. Darla trying to eat better, you know, and, you know, she want to do a home birth and all this stuff because of how the hospitals are, you know, short-staffed and, you know, overworked and packed and all this stuff. And, you know, they just worried about all of that. The baby stuff. That's basically what was going on with Ralph and Miss Darla. But then we get back to Nova, okay? Nova, when she got off the phone with Vi, she got an alert on her phone, and she was like, oh my God, what is this? Next thing you know, it was a recording. You hear the recording of her being at the vaccine place or whatever event, and she was like, you know, calling for the police or whatever. We called the police for you to help us and all this stuff, or woo, woo, woo. And I was like, oh, what y'all trying to do? I said, who sent you that? Girl, it's all on Twitter and social media, okay? And I said, you know how they take sound bites and splice that shit up to make it mean or twist the meaning of it or whatever? So she had to call her people that she was working with to get on the horn about like damage control or whatever, because I'm assuming by the conversation that she had with old boy that came later, Dominic, you know, they basically took this sound bite of her, you know, calling and wanting the police to come out there to help. But yet, you have a relationship with an ex-cop now, okay? And at the time, he was a cop, and, you know, he was, you know, doing what he did, okay? He caused bodily injury to a black young teen back in the day. And then now you're doing this expose about trying to expose the cops of corruption, but yet you're calling the cops for help, okay? So it's trying to make it seem like it's a lot of contradiction that's going on, all right? And she being a little bit shady. She's not being forthcoming. So while she was on the phone with her girl that worked with her or whatever, the phone started, you know what I'm saying? It started, and then it sounded like it was an echo. I said, somebody is on that phone listening. I told y'all last week I was scared for her. I was scared for her. When she thought she left them keys, somebody broke into her apartment, into her house, and she just left them keys. I was still scared for her. I said, no, you're going to have to be safe. You're going to have to be, get security. Get security 24 hours. I don't care how much you got. Okay, you a celebrity now. Everybody know you. For the point that your ass was trending on Twitter, okay? Girl, they was trying to cancel your ass. Bitch, get a security guard, okay? You know, do what you got to do to protect yourself. Meanwhile, she did run into this new guy named Dominic. He, what's his name? Like, he do some cultural something. Girl, he work at the school, okay? He got this little display that he finna put up together. You know, she met the girl that he moved in with, and I thought that was his wife or whatever, because the way that they was talking, he was like, Loretta did this, Loretta did that. Hey, Loretta, you know, Nova know her and all that stuff. He travels a lot for his work, so he barely been home. And then later, we see him come back and, you know, give her some food that Loretta fixed, you know, to thank her for the pie that she gave him. You know, and she came out there and she was like, you know, oh, you know, because he said something about, Loretta been like that ever since we was kids. Oh my God, you guys are high school sweetheart. He was like, no, that's my sister. And I said, whoo, because I was about to read her. I was about to read Nova. I said, Nova, you already got a history of messing with married men, because I thought Loretta was his wife. And they was giving me the vibes that they was cheating with, that they was flirting with each other. And I was about to say, you are a married man. Why are you cheating with this woman? Or I should say flirting with this woman, okay? No ma'am, no ham, no Pam, okay? Listen, he was like, that is my sister. And she said, she stepped on outside after that because she was talking through the door. And when he said, no, that's my sister, she said, well, let me step on outside and talk to you in face to face. My bad for assuming, but hey, you know, it is what it is, okay? So they get to talking or whatever. And she was like, oh, I just wish my day would be, you know, hopefully your day was better than mine, because it's a lot of shit that's going on right now. And he was like, what you talking about? So she showed him the phone, and on the Twitter, whatever, it's a hashtag that said, you know, cancel Nova Bordelon, because she's not putting out there the status or the situation or whatever behind her relationship with an ex-cop, you know, and she feels like, why do I need to put all that out there? Okay, that's my personal business. And it was like, but you doing something that's true, but you are in the spotlight at this point, so you got to be transparent. If you're gonna be talking about a certain subject, it kind of falls in line to what your personal life was going through, okay? So you got to make sure, people need to make sure, can they really, really trust you, all right? So you have to be transparent, okay? And, you know, that's what he was trying to get her to see. And I said, let her see it, boo. Meanwhile, what else was going on in this episode? Girl, not Nova. Val was supposed to go see Hollywood at his little, you know, TV spot. And she said that she was going to come now. Just give her a few minutes. She went to that hotel. Who was in the hotel? It was a battered woman, but it wasn't Jimmy Dale's wife or anybody like that. It was just a random woman played by Miss Paula J. Parker, okay? And, you know, she was hiding out from her abusive husband with her son, you know, and she was scared that because the son had took her phone and sent the text to the daddy for his birthday. And, you know, Paula was scared. That's why Val was there. She was scared that he got the text and would find out where she was, okay? But come to find out, because the internet was so messed up in that hotel, the motel that she was in, it never sent. So she was, you know, calming down for that. Val did try to call Hollywood to see if everything was okay, if he was there, and he never answered the phone. He basically said he was missing her. Because, you know, she was his good luck charm, but she missed the whole thing. And so, you know, they watched it on the TV, and she was saying how he looked good and all that stuff, and was saying, listen, maybe I did need my good luck charm after all. You know, she felt some type of way after that. You saw the way she looked, like, huh? I said, Vi, you're doing a lot of secrets. You could have told him what was going on, okay? Who is the girl? Is Elliot somebody that you know? Because that was the name of the lady's husband, Paula's husband or whatever. But, you know, that was going on. You got Charlie, she on the phone trying to talk to people and reassure people, I guess, things that happened at the event. And I'm pretty sure she probably talking about the vaccine event won't happen again or whatever. Things are under control. Whoever was on that phone wasn't buying it and they hung up on her ass. I said, oh, rude. Just rude, okay? Meanwhile, the ending of the episode really choked me up a little bit. One thing that my boo will do, he exude masculinity, but he would cry at the drop of a dime. And I'd be like, oh, you're so cute, okay? Like, go ahead and show that softer side and that caring side and that emotional side of you. I like it. Because he went over there to see Prosper, okay? Because, you know, Billy said that they can come see him. You know, so he goes to see Prosper so that he can show him the sonogram. And nobody is in the bed. And my baby was trying to hold back them tears. He was going through so many emotions. Like, oh my God, is he dead? What happened to him? I was like, oh, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. It's going to be okay. And so all of a sudden, right before that tear was about to drop, it sucked back up because he saw Prosper come walking around the corner. I said, Prosper, for somebody that was in a coma for a couple of days or whatever, baby, you walking good, okay? I mean, you walking like ain't nothing happened, baby. That was the best scene at the end of the episode, okay? Because it's nothing like a grown man and a younger man, like one generation with another generation, and they protecting each other and they showing each other love and they're being one with each other. I feel as though Ralph looks at Prosper like another father figure, especially now that his father is no longer there. And so Prosper took that place, okay? And so he got another positive male influence on his life that he can look up to, okay? And, you know, he showed Prosper the sonogram, and, you know, Prosper was telling him, you need to do better with your daughter than I did with mine, okay? And they just had a real connection. I was like, go and hit the hook. When they sat down in their bed, and then Ralph, I was like, that is beautiful. That was a beautiful ending to the episode. But anyway, the connection, like the chemistry, like I can really tell everybody on this show like each other, okay? Because it comes off. I can tell when people don't like each other when they be acting on shows because the chemistry just don't be there in real life. I don't give a fuck if you're acting or not. The chemistry just ain't there. But if you like each other, you could tell. You could tell. But anyway, that was Queen Sugar. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.